So, having leveled up to 40, I can confidently say that I've been playing video games for decades at this point, from the original NES all the way up to the Steam Deck, and it's safe to say it's pretty much my favorite hobby. But despite having played games on countless handhelds and consoles throughout the years, the Steam Deck still has a unique appeal in that every time I pick it up, it just feels like home. The same way as my favorite hoodie does, or the smell of my dad's cider at Christmas time. And since we're already so close to the holidays, I thought that's what I would talk about today, are some of the reasons that I think the Steam Deck does have that unique, homey sort of appeal, even when pitted against stone cold classics like the PlayStations or Nintendo consoles of yesteryear. So let's begin with the most obvious considerations and then work our way into the more nuanced considerations about why the Steam Deck just weirdly feels like home. For starters, given the Steam Deck's portability, it's already a home away from home of sorts. Sure, you can't really easily slip it into a pocket or anything like that, but it's easy enough to chuck it into a backpack and take it to those places that bring you joy outside of your home. Whether that's your favorite cafe, a local park that you like to frequent, or any number of other places that you just happen to enjoy being in, now you can take your favorite experiences with you to just about anywhere, letting you build on the feeling of enjoying your favorite games while you soak in your favorite spaces. And it's not just the hardware or form factor that contributes to this either. It's also the outrageous flexibility of the Steam Deck itself, which allows you to play games from across just about every era of gaming up to this point. Want to revisit the now 30-year-old Myst? No problem. Pining for the days you first narrowly escaped the Pillar of Autumn's destruction? Fire up the Master Chief Collection and go to town. Or maybe you'd rather deliver some packages across a disconnected vision of America to the soothing sounds of Low Roar. Also entirely doable. No, the Steam Deck isn't the most powerful handheld gaming device in existence or anything like that, but it is one of the most comprehensive, marrying a sleek form factor with just enough horsepower to serve up decades worth of gaming history. Your gaming history. And all of this at a moment's notice. And this portability means you can bring your favorite gaming memories with you wherever you go, transforming any space into your own personal gaming haven. And that's really only bolstered by the Steam Deck's flexibility, which allows you to extend beyond the Steam Marketplace and really even PC gaming in general if you want to tap into something like emulation or streaming. Because Valve chose to go the Linux route, the possibilities for the Steam Deck and its eventual successor are pretty much limitless. But two great examples in particular would be represented by emulation and also its streaming capabilities. Thanks to the hard work of passionate developers the world over, just about every game system you can imagine is available on the Steam Deck. From tried and true fan favorites like the Sega Dreamcast, to more niche platforms like the WonderSwan or Virtual Boy. There's just not a lot of console-based nostalgia that you can't re-experience on the Steam Deck. In the Christmas of 1994, my parents got me a copy of Donkey Kong Country, which I'd been very excited about after Nintendo had sent out a promotional VHS advertising its release in the months prior. Now, could I fire up my original copy of Donkey Kong Country on a Super Nintendo or the analog Super NT and enjoy the original cartridge that way? Sure. But it's a whole lot more convenient to just go ahead and fire it up on a device that already holds the latest and greatest PC releases, and one that I can comfortably toss into a bag without issue. And beyond the retro appeal of firing up your favorite 8 or 16-bit era ROMs, the Steam Deck can also get around its own GPU limitations by utilizing streaming services like Xbox Game Pass. This isn't just doable, but in fact there is a complete article that breaks down how to set this up officially from Microsoft, which is kind of wild when you think about it, considering this is the company that brought us Windows after all, but even they saw the value in providing step-by-step instructions to access Game Pass on what is ostensibly the Linux operating system. And similarly, no, the Steam Deck isn't the first non-Windows handheld to be able to do emulation or streaming or anything, but it is one of the easiest devices on which you can set this up, allowing you to seamlessly hop from one era to the next in your own gaming history. And by extension, this allows you to hop into whatever experiences you hold most dear, regardless of when they came out or what their original platform was. Almost like your entire gaming history being contained in one easy-to-manage 1.5-pound slab of plastic, glass, and silicon. Whether it's the nostalgic thrill of firing up a 16-bit classic, or the convenience of playing modern AAA titles through Game Pass, the Steam Deck lets you access the games that shaped you, and those that are still waiting to make an impact. And even better, because of that same flexibility, it does allow you to customize that experience however it makes the most sense to you. While the native Steam library structure on the device is straightforward on the surface, it's deceptively flexible and powerful within the organization it provides. Aside from the basic favorites functionality, you're also free to take this a step further through both native and third-party customization options to make sure you can display your library your way. Natively, you can create specific collections tailored to your tastes. This lets you group, say, your favorite horror titles specifically into a single, easily managed group of your top picks for the genre. And if you need help identifying them because you've grown a massive collection of Steam titles in your library through the years, you can do so using search filters to narrow it down by genre or even tags if you want to get extremely granular about the collection that you're building. So if you're on a mission to create a fine-tuned collection of only psychological horror games, it's a snap to go ahead and narrow those down using its search and filter functionality. But moving away from native Steam games themselves, you also have the ability to apply this collection's functionality to non-Steam applications or your emulated titles. You can even have them live right alongside official offerings from the Steam Marketplace if you'd like, or if you don't want them intermingled with your actual Steam library, then you're free to silo them off using that same collections functionality, or keeping all of your ROMs only listed within an emulation front end like Emulation Station or Launchbox. And taking this a step further, if you're a DecuLoader user, then you can also reskin the entire interface tailored to your particular tastes. Whether that's as subtle as using rounded corners to give your games a softer look in the menu, or as bold as repainting the entire interface to be Fallout themed, the sky's the limit. Ultimately, you have a ton of control over what you display and how it appears to you. So if you want your Steam Deck to look like the Wii menu interface because you have a fondness for that first game of Wii bowling you ever played with your family back in 2006, feel free to paint up your experience however you'd like. Because customizing your Steam Deck isn't just about the aesthetics, it's about making it feel like it's yours. Whether that's channeling memories of a Super Mario 64 Christmas or curating collections of psychological horror gems, your deck becomes a reflection of your own unique gaming journey. And that kind of brings me to the final consideration for why I think the Steam Deck feels like home to me, and that would be the community. Because home isn't just a place, it is also the people and the memories that you associate with it. And the Steam Deck community, from YouTube to Reddit to Twitter to the comment section under these very videos, really is what makes this handheld all the more special. Whether it's sharing tips, or debating performance tweaks, or just celebrating the games that we like the best, it's a community that I'm pretty happy to be a part of. Because in my experience, regardless of which place you're hanging out talking with other Steam Deck fans, they have proven to be a remarkably chill group in my experience. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say there's never been a single toxic fan of the Steam Deck or anything like that. I'm just saying that it seems to be pretty few and far between in what I've seen so far. And that's a really encouraging thing to see, considering the internet can be a pretty wild place sometimes where people get stressed or tempers just run hot because people are very passionate about the games and systems that they hold dear. And part of me thinks that in the same way that I've made Steam, and by extension the Steam Deck, sort of my gaming home, that I'm betting a lot of other players feel exactly the same way for some of the reasons that I've outlined here today. But that's it for this one, and I really just wanted to try out a new format because I don't do a lot of really opinion pieces related to the Steam Deck, but given the encroaching holidays and everything, it seemed like a fun one to put together. So as far as what's coming up on the channel, I will be doing a channel update next week that kind of looks at, where we've been in 2024 and the new things that I'm trying to do for the channel moving into 2025, and then after that, we'll be looking at all of the new games dropping in January, so stay tuned for that. As always, thanks so much for hanging out here, it means a ton to me, have an amazing day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.